Many thanks for your friendly words. Let me reassure you that we still have ministers and we still have a federal chancellor. But indeed, we had an important election and probably certain things will change. But Germany still has a government. It's important to know. It is important to mention this as a civil servant. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Mrs. Honorova, I also welcome you most cordially here in Berlin. And I would like to particularly welcome you here, Mr. Heiser, and the others of you who are courageous enough to come here, even though you have dementia. And I really are full of respect for you, and I've been very impressed by you. Many thanks, Mr. Heiser. Ladies and gentlemen, as regards world politics, these are very unquiet times. All the more important is for countries of Europe to cooperate constructively and sustainably. We want to make Europe as strong as possible, and Germany wants to make its contribution to that. Only jointly and only together, this also holds true for issues as health care and, above all, dementia. Therefore, I'm very happy that you from all over Europe came here to Berlin, and I would like to welcome you most cordially. Welcome to all of you from the Federal Ministry of Family Affairs, Senior Citizens, Women and Youth. The fact how important it is to look beyond the borders of Germany, but to have an active exchange of experience with our neighbors in Europe is shown by the European Dementia Monitor 2017. Alzheimer Europe compares in a benchmarking process national strategies for dementia and policies for dementia. The overall result weighs aspects of care, of medical care, treatment, research, politics, and the legal rights of people affected and their families. Germany, in this context, is, well, in number 4. But it becomes clear that in almost all areas there is scope for improvement. There is need to catch up, for example, in the category of dementia as a policy priority. An important indicator is the existence of a national dementia strategy. Many European countries have for some time had a national strategy on dementia that allows a systematic approach, a bundling of all forces in the country to bring about a sustainable improvement of life for people with dementia. But I think in Germany, we are on quite a good way. The Alliance for People with Dementia, that is a working group in the strategy of the federal government. There is an alliance on the one hand between the federal government and on the hand of the civil society have been created. The alliance wants to create the required framework conditions for participation of people with dementia. Under the joint leadership of the Federal Ministry of Family Affairs and for Health, the members of that alliance have established and have developed approaches for sustainable solutions to existing problems. This happened in a cooperative and participatory process, and thanks to the German Alzheimer's Association, it was also done with the involvement of people with dementia. The particular thing is that there are not just claims raised to the people in charge. No, on the other hand, there is a kind of a self-commitment of the stakeholders, and they commit themselves to work for people with dementia in 4 policy areas with 155 agreements since the signing of the document in September 2014. Various individual activities have been implemented. The intermediate report from September 2016 documents a good progress, and we are now waiting for the final report in September 2018. Accompanied by that, the alliance is also by local alliances for people with dementia. The goal is to support, to provide direct support for people who are affected. What is at stake is to have and to keep people with dementia in the center of societies. And local alliances partners should network in order to provide support with the communities and to exercise an influence in order to make sure that people with dementia are not marginalized or excluded. And where needed, they should be given the necessary support. To give an example, in the project of a protected field of the gerontopsychiatric field in Berlin-Charlottenburg, the social services, the police forces, and 5 homes, nursing homes, make sure that people who are found who are disoriented and that they are given some temporary care, they are given some shelter in residential facilities until it is found where they come from. In Simmerand, in the Eifel region in Germany, pupils at a high school launched and started personal partnerships with people with dementia. And they personally accompany people by offering activities to the residents. They learn to understand what dementia means, and they enrich the everyday life of residents in those homes. So thus, irrespective of responsibilities, new forms of cooperation and of joint responsibility have been created. 500 locations have been funded in this program. Communities should be strengthened in the neighborhoods. That is the silver bullet in order to improve life for people with dementia and their families. And that is how we understand the motto of the conference, Care Today, Cure Tomorrow. A particular challenge, ladies and gentlemen, is the aging of migrants for the society. People who fall ill, and if people fall ill with dementia, having a migration background, they have a threefold alien nature. Migration, dementia, and unknown everyday life. They do forget the language, and family caregivers are particularly challenged. Rarely they use support from external sources because dementia is a taboo. That is today. There is an underutilization of services, and people are overwhelmed and isolated. Therefore, when it comes to dementia and isolation, we have given a major place to our policy for people with dementia. There is a priority exactly on this issue. With the current project of the German Alzheimer's Society, Dementia and Migration, we promote the systematic building of a consultancy network for people with a migration background. A central role is played here by the Alzheimer's telephone of the Alzheimer's Association. With this dementia hotline, we have been supporting for more than 15 years a successful, easily accessible means of consultancy. It is the direct way of people affected to the German Alzheimer's Association. The Alzheimer's Conference offers a wonderful chance for all of us for a direct change of experience. Many discussions that we will have will give us new inspiration for our future work and for our work with people with dementia. I wish you fruitful days and also a little bit of fun in Berlin. Thank you very much.